We had a Jedi Master in here yesterday who did it in 40 seconds.
Had a little quantum leap.
It's opened up a lot of doors for us.
You can't see yourself until you've gone through the process of relaxing.
Frequency Festival on JLA FM.
2 words, Frequency Festival. Did you go? Well, if not, we'd like to know why not. I'm Alice Guy and this is JLA FM.
Alice Guy on JLA FM.
Personally, Frequency Festival was one of the most interesting and entertaining weeks of my uni experience to date, staying in the city of Lincoln. Now, if you're into digital culture and the arts, then this is going to be bang up your street, so keep listening. And if you've had the pleasure of visiting some of the pieces displayed in the festival, hopefully this will bring back some cool memories for you. If you've not heard of it, I guess you're sat there right now thinking, well, come on, what is it? Well, in the next 15 minutes, we have a number of people, including the artists themselves, that can explain better than anyone else just what it is. So let's kick things off with Michele Walsh and her piece, Out of Nowhere.
Tell us about this piece.
This piece is Out of Nowhere, Nothing Answered, and what happens is people sit down in the chair with the instruction to just really relax, and the headset measures EEG waves, specifically alpha and low beta waves, which are a measure of mental relaxation and a kind of lack of stress. As the piece begins, there's some of Chris Watson's sounds for Kima Verde, it's called. You hear that at quite a high volume, and as the people become more relaxed, the volume drops, so it becomes like a form of neurofeedback, so they realize they're getting into a more and more relaxed state. And this continues. The time varies enormously. Some people, we had a Jedi Master in here yesterday who did it in 40 seconds. Some people are 10 minutes. It completely varies. But as they get more relaxed, then when they hit a certain threshold value, the device triggers the camera and the portrait is flashed up on the screen in front of them. So the idea is they can't see themselves until they become sufficiently relaxed.
What gave you the idea? Why did you create something like this?
It was an extension of the previous work, Empty Space, where I was looking at ideas around the nature of self, and I became very interested in contemporary neuroscientific ideas about the idea of a self as a process, that this kind of traditional view we have of there being an essential self in photographic images is complete nonsense. It doesn't exist, basically, according to them.
Any ideas for like a future project?
There's more work that I want to do on these moving portraits in particular, and getting a much wider group of people involved in them. So for the project The Empty Space, and my boyfriend and I actually had a really nice idea of using this device to go out and do some landscape photography. So obviously of the kind of this idea of almost you hear something from the landscape before you take the photograph, so really using this device to trigger the camera.
For this next group of people, we went back to our roots onto Lincoln campus and got opinions from the future of digital media, our media production students.
I thought it was a really good start to the kind of digital side of Lincoln that hadn't really happened before. It was nice to have some interesting work coming from afar into the city. Probably the best thing that I saw was a piece called The Ice Book, this pop-up book that's miniature shadow puppet theatre done with digital projections. And I thought it was just a beautiful combination of kind of traditional animation roots and shadow puppetry.
I thought it was okay. I just think it could have done with more publicity throughout the city, due to me and my friend weren't quite sure when things started and we didn't quite know where things were, so we feel like we missed out on a few things, but the things we saw were quite entertaining.
I think it's very good to have something like that specifically in very close to a campus, specifically like Lincoln, because it's media based. But personally I felt it was quite inspiring, specifically because I want to do digital media, and I found it very informative and actually very interesting.
When I saw a couple of things, I did see the particle underneath Lloyd's. That was impressive, very loud. I could really appreciate like the work that went into it. I mean, I could have done more. It was very small and contained, but like all the light programming, like, I can appreciate the work in that. I saw the talking head as well.
Listen again at my.blogs.com/Frequency Festival 2011.
Now, if that tickled your fancy and you'd like to find out more about Michele's work or even just more about this feature, please check out our blog page, which you can access by going to my.blogs/Frequency Festival 2011. Now, this show's only just beginning because we have so much more for you, so please don't go anywhere. This next artist has had an amazing career working with fibre optic lights. She'd scratch each strand of fibre to create her effect. pretty time-consuming stuff. I doubt I'd be able to do it, but anyway, let's see what you think of this. Here's Rosalinda Thelen coming all the way from Spain just for Frequency Festival with her piece, Light Beings.
So what gave you the idea?
It was already five years that I was working with the fiber optic. I had the little quantum leap, and I saw that could see how I could make characters, people. And I had the vision of doing these light beings that I called homos luminosos. And for me, because anyway, working with the light was, light is the gate to the other side. When you go as fast as light, there's no more time and space, so you enter another dimension. So these light beings, for me, they represent the parallel universe, the parallel dimension, the parallel reality that we eventually could access. So that's how the Homos Luminosos came to. And now I'm working on the second series, character I call Colomba, who is inspired by a constellation. And I'm now working on different scales also with this character. So this is the first one of a Colomba series. This quantum leap was due to the possibility of digital tools, because I then created my character 3D in an animation program, then imported in another 3D program in order to scale it, etc., map it, grid it, etc.
How long would these pieces take you to make?
I would say preparation time is about a month, and then the actual making of a piece is about 2 weeks, let's say, which is scratching the fibers and getting to the finish.
Who as a person inspires you the most?
The first name would come, Anish Kapoor. I absolutely love his work. There are many artists, it would be a long list. I think it would be more to say that I feel very inspired by scientific discovery, quantum physics, astronomy. These are really the subjects that inspire me. And then I'm also very inspired by esotericism. I sort of try to find in my work a way to merge science and esoteric. So this is what inspires me as a subject, which is why light I find very interesting, because it's scientifically extremely interesting, but it's also philosophically and I would say mystically very interesting too. So it has all these different layers within the subject that I like.
One of the bigger and more interesting of the acts at Frequency was actually Jestival, and it involved circus acts mixed with digital media effects. Interesting combination. My team went out for a couple with the main man in Jestival, and that was Alex Flanagan.
Yeah, I'll try that one, please.
How has Frequency Festival benefited you then since you've been involved?
Well, it's been a fantastic thing to be a part of, definitely. Certainly the biggest impact for Jestival has been the opportunity to sort of to commission a new piece of work. It's been great to create something that's a sort of a bit bigger, a bit more ambitious than we've tried before, and having the opportunity to work with artists from around the country, so working with different performers but also producers and directors and stuff, really opening our doors to people from all over the country and get involved with the creative side of what Jestival do. We've had the opportunity to invest in amazing new pieces of equipment, particularly the sort of housing of our Kinesonic project that we did at the Frequency, which was an aerial rig that we got sort of custom built for the show, but for Jestival as well, which is going to enable us to be producing work, creative stuff, but also all of our schools and community projects where we exploring parts of the curriculum or purely sort of recreational fun experiences for people. We've now in the position to be using aerial arts in that work and teaching people how to use straps and trapeze and all sorts of different really cool fun things that have a go with as well when you come to our workshops and get involved with projects and things that we do. So it's opened up a lot of doors for us in that respect, and also given us this wonderful new project Kinesonic to further develop over the next few years, possibly take on tour, showing new audiences our sort of world that we've created, our crazy copper sort of steampunk weird circus world for frequency.
So do you have any other projects coming up then?
Well, we've got a really exciting project hopefully kicking off early next year. That's one of our sort of first attempts at our own sort of house-run experimental community arts group. It's going to be based up at Bishop Grosseteste University at the top of the hill. And the project's going to be running and is just going to be called Arts Lab. Our take on just giving artists and community workers a laboratory for experimenting and exploring new ideas. We've also got the opportunities for that group to learn things like fire artistry as well. We're doing different street performances and particularly using fire as a medium for our art form, so creating big fire sculptures. And so yeah, lots of exciting things coming up amongst the further development of the Kinasonic project that we did for Frequency.
So will you be doing Frequency 2013 then?
I really hope we do, yeah, I really hope we do. It's been such a fantastic opportunity to be involved in a really vibrant and fresh thing that's going on in Lincoln as regards to the arts, and it's fantastic that they got us in as a company that would just take that route down digital arts and incorporate them into the work that we do and stuff. And it was really good that they took us on at that point to give us the opportunity to further that exploration, you know. So yeah, definitely hope that we are involved over the next couple of years in putting on an even better festival in 2013. Maybe we'll be bringing back Kinasonic in its new state of development in a couple of years' time, or maybe it'll be a completely new piece of work.
Now, we've had some amazing artists on this show so far, but we still have more stuff to come for you, so don't go anywhere, it's not over yet. However, it is definitely time to hear what you guys, as the public, thought about Frequency Festival.
I thought it was quite new, quite different, so I thought that was a pretty good take in it all. All in all, pretty good day out. A bit weird though, because it's stuff I've never seen before, like live performances using lots of digital artwork, computers, and definitely far shout from easels and brushes and stuff like that. Jestival was really cool because I'm into circus stuff, and it was a good laugh, good bit of fun.
I thought it was really good. It was really interesting to walk around and look at all the different exhibitions. Yeah, I saw one that was made up of fibre optic lights in the shape of humans, which I thought was cool because I've never seen anything like that before.
Yeah, it's really good. I like to get involved in it every 2 years. Yeah, it's a really enjoyable event.
I think Frequency Festival's good. Glad that it's come to Lincoln because it opens up digital media to people that might not have known about it in the Lincolnshire area, and it's another brand of media that's out there, so yeah, I think it's good in that respect.
Thank you very much for all of those comments there. That was excellent stuff. But now it is with great pleasure to introduce the man responsible for Frequency Festival, Mr. Barry Hale, with his interview on location with my team. As the director, we wanted to know why Lincoln wanted to be prime location for Frequency Festival.
How successful would you say this year's Frequency Festival has been?
I've been really excited about how many people are coming through the door. Even on the Sunday and the Monday, we're getting 1,000 people a day. So that's more than we expected, so I'm really happy about that.
Is it like the first year that it's already been?
This is definitely the first festival, and we're learning lessons as we go. The next one, 2013, will be much bigger.
Why did you choose Lincoln?
Lincoln raised the money. A team of organisations in Lincoln came together and put the bids together, and then we pitched for the job, so they'd already raised all the money and decided to have the festival themselves.
Do you think that you'll spread it further around next time, or do you reckon you'll come back to Lincoln again and
It's
do it there?
always going to be Lincoln, but we want to do little touring events in between festivals. So yeah, we want to take it out into the rest of the region.
What do you think this festival gives light to the artists?
One of the things that we tried to do this year is make sure there's plenty of room for graduating artists to show themselves and show what they're capable of. And we see this as a potential opportunity for artists in Lincolnshire to work with artists across the world.
What would you say is your favourite exhibition so far?
Most of the things in this festival were my choice, so they're all my favourites from that respect. There's a whole programme though that I've not seen before because some students curated it, just trying to get round all those, and I've seen some really exciting work.
Whereabouts are you covering then?
We start at the Usher Gallery, goes through the collection, the Drill Hall, We're at the Postern Gate, which is under the bank on Swithin Square, for instance, Swithin's Church, Waterside Shopping Centre, and then various parts of the city, and then coming down here to the university.
Well, unfortunately, and it is truly upsetting for me to say this, but that is all we have time for. As we said before, if there is anything on this show that struck an interest, then please visit our blog page, which you can access by going to my.blogs/Frequency Festival 2011. I'd like to say a massive thank you to everyone involved in making Frequency Festival possible, but also to my beautiful team, the wonderful and talented Lianne Bacon, producer of JLA FM, and Mr. Jake Shears, chief editor and reporter of the show. Now, as we all know, Frequency Festival is an event held every 2 years with artists worldwide, so next time it's in Lincoln, get your butts down there and have a ganders. This has just been a teaser for the real thing, I can assure you of that, and it's definitely just the beginning of Frequency Festival. We'll all be there, hopefully we'll see you there too. It's going to be bigger and better than ever. We'll see you in 2030.